And Kupu fumbled. It's in the end zone. And Highland might have the ball. And they do. And that's the turnover that they've been looking for several weeks.
This is the Highland defense we have been waiting for. A defense that makes plays when their backs are against the wall. And that's what they do. Make a play, get the turnover they need when they most need it. And now Highland has a minute 16 and 2 timeouts to get down the field and potentially set up a field goal to take the lead or maybe even a touchdown with a big play.
Kupu is shaken up after the play, and he's going to get assistance from the training staff. Wow, what a huge play nearing the end of the first half, Ryan, with a minute 16 left. Highland gets the ball back when they absolutely needed a turnover.
Especially with the Knights getting the ball to start the second half. That's what they needed, making plays when they most need it, and that's the defense that we've been expecting to see, and now here they are, and let's hope that trend continues throughout the rest of this game.
We're going to see the Highland offense one more time before the half ends, and as you mentioned, that turnover could not come at a more critical time for the Hawks' ability to stay with Higley in this first half, because Higley was driving with a minute 16 left, trying to manage the clock, thinking they were going to go up 2 scores, getting the ball back to start the third quarter. Now Gage Daly and the Highland offense with an opportunity. And Daly's going to hustle to the sideline and get knocked out of bounds after a short gain. And after the success that Max Davis found on that first drive, we have not seen a whole lot of Max Davis since.
What about that touchdown on the second drive?
Okay, so after the second drive, third drive on.
No, they really haven't been going to him as much. They've been relying on the arm of Gage Daly more.
And they're relying on this one, and he's got a man, and he's got him in stride. Allen makes the catch inside the 45. No flags on the play. Highland with a booming pass, and under a minute left. The clock stops to move the chains, and the Hawks inside Higley territory.
What a pass from Gage Daly. You can say what you want about his arm, Jack. He is ready. He is slinging it, and that's a perfect throw right in the bread bowl, right in the hands of Eamon Allen. You could not have a better passer. That's a pass where you don't see the defender bat it away. That's a beautiful pass.
Do people in Kansas say bread bowl? Is that a Midwest thing? Because I've only heard bread basket.
Bread basket, bread bowl, same thing.
Bread basket, bread bowl. I mean, I like it. I've just never heard it before. It's very unique. They fake it to Davis, and Daly keeps it, and he's airing it out again. Oh, man. Allen almost had a touchdown catch. Back-to-back plays where they target number 2. And Allen, that one hit the fingertips. That was a beautiful arcing throw by Daly. Man, ever since I questioned if he was shaken up and wasn't able to make those downfield passes, I think he's a little offended because it's been nothing but deep passes, accurate deep passes from number 12 since.
2 great throws. I still can't get over that first throw, but that was a dime and went right through the hands of Eamon Allen. They might go back to him because he's getting past the defense very quickly.
Daly rolling out right. He was looking for Trujillo. He's still looking for Trujillo down the sideline. And another good pass just past Trujillo. That would have been a tough catch for number 44 over the shoulder.
But what you saw between that big Eamon Allen catch and the second pass to him was time management. A ton of the clock went down, and you heard fans and Gage Daly on the field saying, what's going on? We need to run a play here, and we need to get going. And now we're under 30 seconds, 3rd down and 10 at the 43. They got to get some yards here and a first down potentially.
Well, they didn't elect to kick with Jackson Ray on the last drive. They turned it over on downs inside the 5-yard line. They might need to rely on him this time. Daly across the middle. That's a strike to Hunter Stewart, and this is close to a Highland first down on 3rd and long. Now will they call timeout? Have to, right?
Yes, and they will. Great call by Brock Farrell there. Great play design and great call to use a timeout. Still have 1 left with 21.5 seconds left. That was a good play call, and it looks like that was enough for first down, 16 yards. They are now inside the 30-yard line, and if they trust Jackson Ray here, they just look to get a couple more yards, maybe take one more shot to the end zone, and then give them the chance to make the field goal.
Where would you say Ray's range starts?
Where to get for him to kick it as far, I would probably say you got to get near the 20 to 25-yard line. You hear the talks about how he can hit a 50-yarder, and what a way to boost his confidence by setting him out to kick a 40, 45-yarder to take the lead before half. That would be a big momentum booster for the team and a big confidence booster for Jackson Ray. So just gain a few more yards. You don't have to do it all in one play. Maybe target to the outside, get out of bounds. There's a lot of options here for Highland to go with. And Brock Farrell, he's going to do what he can. He does a great job with time management as well.
They picked up a first down on that slant to Stewart. They are just about 20 seconds left in the first half. And Daly rolls out to his right, throws to the sideline, caught by Kingsford. And that is the exact play you want in this situation. Moves the chains, they get out of bounds. They don't need to use that timeout. And now there are 16 seconds left.
That's just a great play design there. A quick, deeper out route to Kingsford, who's the team leader in receptions and yards. That's a great play design, and that is really what Highland needed there. Now they're inside the red zone, and they're at the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
now you can definitely trust Jackson Ray to make a field goal. But, of course, you're going to go for the end zone. That's what you want. So, Brock Farrell, another great play call.
First and goal. It'll be Daly to throw, and he's looking left, and he's throwing end zone. It's caught. Was he in? No, he was out of bounds. Stewart made the catch. He was out of bounds, and looks like a Higley player is shaken up in the corner of the end zone.
And Stewart looked like he had it, but he had a bobble between where he had full possession, and I think that's why they called it incomplete, and he was out of bounds. Not a bad throw by Gage Daly, and a shot to the end zone. There's still 10 seconds left. You have a couple plays more where you can go to the end zone, but what you have to do here is not take a sack if you're Gage Daly. But he has looked very clean, very crisp on this drive, getting them down the field. Some good throws. So Highland has a chance to get their lead back going into halftime.
10 seconds left. Leaves time for one more shot at the end zone. All right, I'm giving you the play sheet. Ryan, what are you calling?
You saw Kingsford get open on a medium to deeper out route. Try to go that out route again. Or maybe you've seen Max Davis be successful with a screen. Go there because, again, you still have that timeout. You can let the clock go down and call it. But it looks like they might run it or it's a fake handoff. There's a lot of things. I'd probably go to the end zone with an out route or a slant.
Well, if they subvert expectations, they can hand it off to Max Davis. That is something that Higley's definitely not expecting. But they're going to go to the fade, to the corner of the end zone. Jump ball, incomplete. And it is third down and goal. 5 seconds left. If you want to risk it, you can take another shot at the end zone. That took less than 5 seconds off the clock. But, wow, you're really testing it if you want to leave the offense out there.
This is a big call. What you're doing here is you're giving the ball to Max Davis. You don't want to risk losing all the time, but see if you can get in the end zone. So give it to Max Davis. Quick run, timeout, throw Jackson Ray out there for a field goal. But I'd say hand it off here. Try to gain some extra yards.
Third and goal. Daly throws it. Touchdown! Ammon Allen.
And that is a buzzer beater as we have reached the end of the first half.
Yeah, that is the last play of the first half, and the Hawks take the lead, go into the locker room.
Now, there is still a situation. They could go for two here, and it looks like they will. And that is a smart move because that forces Higley, if they score a touchdown coming out of the half, to make the extra point. Or if they go for two, force them to convert on it.
Yeah, 19-15 is the score. Kick the extra point to go up 5, go up 6 if they convert this. Daly. And wow, what a play call. Davis trying to get in, lunging forward. I don't know. It is short. A little bit of Boise State-style trickery there with the Statue of Liberty play. Davis unable to get in, so it's a 4-point lead for the Hawks. And wow, that all started, Ryan, with the turnover with Higley driving against Highland, they were thinking about putting this game away. Now they're going into the locker room down by 4. That is how quick this game can change.
Yeah, a turnover changes everything. The momentum is with Highland now. The lead is with Highland. That turnover did wonders for this team, and now they're in a great spot. They have the lead. I agree 100% with that 2-point conversion attempt. Completely agree. And it almost worked. I like the trickery with Max Davis there for sure. But on that drive, Eamon Allen and Gage Daly, they have formed quite the connection the past few weeks. And Eamon Allen was terrific on that drive. He's going to continue to be a big part of the offense. He has another receiving touchdown. He has been big for this offense. And I'm telling you, any university, you got to look at Eamon Allen. He is severely underrated as a 3-star. This is an athlete that does it all. And now he's got to get some more national attention. But Gage Daly, I think he's really, shut you up, Jack, to say with what you said about his arm, because he has made terrific throws. And Brock Farrell said they're ready to sling it and use his arm, and it has been successful throughout this game, especially to end the half.
Yeah, Gage, I'm sorry. All right?
You might have to go say that to his face after the game.
Yeah, I definitely will. Of course, masks on. But I will go up and I'll apologize. I'll apologize to Gage. I didn't say he couldn't throw. I was just questioning if there was an injury prohibiting him from throwing down the field, but he certainly silenced me and anyone that was concerned. Max Davis and Eamon Allen were the catalyst to Highland's 3 touchdowns in the first half. It was a strong start for Davis, but Allen came on equally strong at the end of the first half, and Highland's going to take a 4-point lead going into the locker room. Ryan, what a first half. Back and forth, a lot of action, turnovers, touchdowns, big plays through the running and the passing game. What else can you ask for?
What you can ask for is the defense to keep this momentum. That's what you need. If the defense can continue to maybe get a turnover or maybe even 2 more, then they are in a great spot. But you also have to think about Cooper Brown. You, at this point, if he can go, you let him go. But also, you got to be super careful for the playoffs next week. You want him 100% healthy. And I think that turnover is a turning point for that defense because they made a big play.
And we'll get the reaction of the Highland head coach who's standing by with Ethan Ryder.
Here at halftime with Coach Brock Farrell. Coach, it was a strong end to the half and a strong beginning to the half. Talk a little bit about the in-betweens and what happened there.
Well, I mean, if we just don't get a punt blocked, we're up by 2 scores here, So I'm still confident in our offense's ability to move the ball. I'm confident in our defense's ability to maybe create a couple more turnovers here in the second half. And I think we're going to start to wear on them. So I believe in our defense. They're going to find a way tonight.
And talking about the offense, the first drive was 4 plays, all running plays. Got to the back of the zone. There was a couple other big plays from Max Davis, a big play from Eamon Allen as well on the second drive. What are you seeing out of your offense? What are you going to continue to do in the second half?
Well, we'll continue to hand the ball to 27. And then when Higley dares us to throw it, we're going to take our shots. So we'll do the same thing in the second half we did the first.
And talking about the defense, you said you have trust in them. Are you going to throw anything different at Higley in the second half? You're just going to continue to do what you've been doing and try to get better results?
I'll talk to our D coordinator. We'll figure out something. Mostly, I think we just need to correct what we're probably not doing correctly. So if our guys do what we've been practicing all week and we get another turnover or something in the second half, I think we're going to be okay.
Strong into the half, Coach Brock Farrell is confident his team can do the job. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. We were able to sit down with Arizona varsity contributor Zach Alvira this Thursday to discuss Highland's potential in the playoffs and what would have to happen tonight to allow them into the open division.
Highland, they have 3 losses. They're 4-3 right now. You say that there's a chance that if Highland beats Higley this week, that they could find their way into the open division despite having 3 losses, right?
I believe so. And the only reason that I believe that is because it's not a computer element this year. It's all human based. So if the human element and the committee that they have, making all of these rankings, if they look at all of Highland's games and they say, okay, they played Hamilton pretty close for a half, they played Chandler really close for 3 quarters, maybe they didn't have their best performance against Queen Creek, but regardless, those 3 losses are 2 teams that should be in the open division, I believe anyway, especially Chandler and Hamilton. I mean, those are arguably the two best teams in the state. I don't think really anyone actually can argue with that at this point. If Highland can beat Higley this Friday, I really do believe that they still have an argument to get into the open division.
There's no computer element for the open division, and that it's based off of an eye test really this season. How important was it that Highland was competitive against Hamilton and Chandler for their chances in the open division?
Extremely important. I think if they would have gotten blown out in the first quarter and it was like 20-point lead or whatever for Hamilton and Chandler, I think we'd be talking about it. We'd be having a different discussion at this point. We'd be talking about Highland trying to, claw their way back maybe into the 6A conference playoffs. But I mean, they showed how good they can be. And when you have, guys like Mikey Keene, who's obviously the Chandler quarterback, or, Rick Garrettson, the Chandler head coach, saying that Highland deserves to be in the open division, those two especially know what it takes to get there. So I think that says something a lot, because it wasn't like Chandler just rolled over them, or same thing with Hamilton. Highland was in the game for most of the contest.
Zach, so you said they still have a shot at open division, but if they don't get in and they're in that 6A division, do you think they're guaranteed there? And if they are, what seed could you see them getting?
I think they are guaranteed at least a spot in the 6A conference playoffs. That one is still computer based, so they could fall to like maybe a 6 or 7 seed, regardless of if they win or lose, which obviously Highland would probably be one of the best 6 or 7 seeds that I've ever seen. I mean, and that's saying something, considering, Liberty won it as a 7 seed, I believe, last year. So regardless, I don't see Highland falling out of the playoffs. I think they're going to be in no matter what.
Regardless, 6A or even in the open, how far do you see Highland going in the playoffs?
I think it really depends on who they draw in the first round. Like I said, if they somehow fall to like a lower, maybe 6, 7, 8 seed, and they get someone like, Liberty or like Centennial or, one of those teams, and they have to travel to face one of those teams, that's a long trip from Gilbert. And you guys know this. I went to Highland. I know how far that drive can be. And it's not easy to travel that far against a very, very talented team and play on their home field in front of their fans and everything. And obviously Highland will travel very well as far as the fan base goes, but it's still a little bit different. So I think it really does depend on who they get in the first round. But even then, I mean, Highland, I think, is still a championship caliber team. If they play like they did against Chandler in the first 3 quarters, they're very hard to beat.
When you were driving up, what was the first memory or thought that came to your mind driving in the parking lot today?
Driving in the parking lot, it brought back memories of those Friday nights that I would come to the same parking lot to kind of watch Marquise play. Working in the sports media, a lot of times I'd have to sneak away from a game that I was at just to try to come and catch some of his games if they weren't our game of the week or whatever. And this is where it became really just such a ritual for my family to come watch Marquise play on the Friday nights, whether the games are being played at Highland or on the road. And yes, this place definitely and will always hold a special place in our hearts.
Bruce, I want to ask about the scholarship that Highland provides. What does that mean to you to have that scholarship with Marquise's name?
Wow, when I first heard about this scholarship in Marquise's name to honor his memory, hey, look, I'll be honest, it blew me away. And I stepped on the field. I saw some of the tributes taking place. I was choked up. I was fighting back the tears. And honestly, I was glad I didn't have to speak right away because I wouldn't have made it through. It's special. I mean, to have Highland recognize, remember, and memorialize my son in such a way. It's just a tremendous, tremendous tribute, one that myself, my wife, and my daughter don't take lightly. I mean, it really, really, truly means a lot to us.
Blitz, Swagger throws, intercepted! Marquise Cooper and the Huskies will win!
I went to Marquise's final home game in Seattle. It was the Apple Cup game against Washington State. Tight game. And normally I'm in the press box. I'm out sitting with my wife and my family and relatives for this final home game of his. It is bitter cold. Oh, it's bitter cold. And so Marquise, interception, pick six. And I tell you, it's a memory that just stays with me and stays with me. I even went to a Holiday Bowl game. He had a fumble recovery and interception. There was a game in El Paso for the Sun Bowl. Drew Brees' hit fumbles, Marquise scoop and score. So it seems like every time I went to a game of his, there was a big play that he made. And so, but the Apple Cup was really special because it's his final game as a collegiate, and my first ever to watch him play in his home stadium, Husky Stadium. And here he is. He makes a big game-clinching play. I'll still watch that every now and again. Too. You know, we have that clip. So.
When you look at the Highland program today, what do you think about? You've covered a lot of high school football teams that are pretty successful over the years.
Yeah. You know, Mike Reardon was Highland's football coach during Marquise's tenure. They were used to being a playoff team. They were a football power in the state. Could never ever seem to get that elusive championship trophy. But I mean, you talk about a perennial playoff team. That was Highland. What a tradition established here. And then it became a period of time when they began to not have the same type of success. Well, Brock Farrell's come here. Brock Farrell has restored the roar, if you will, at Highland High School. The Hawks are soaring high again. You know, the man is a mastermind. He gets the most out of his players, and it's evident they'll run through a brick wall for him. And so the tradition and culture of Highland High School is back where I remember it. Able to talk proudly about the school again. Able to come out on Friday nights. And my wife. Look, that's every Friday night. All she wants to know, did Highland win?
Okay.
You know, she could go on a road trip, and she'll call back. You know, oh, we're having a great time. Hey, did Highland win? I mean,
even to this day.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? And my wife, and it's only, and she you know what now, she'll do the same thing for the Washington Huskies, because my son went there. My son played there. He played here. This is where it all started for him. She doesn't forget. Highland is her school.
Highland's done a lot, obviously, to honor the memory of your son. What types of emotions do you feel when you see the scholarship and the locker now and the other things that the school's done?
Dude, I saw that locker, and that locker was unbelievable. I mean, I saw his picture, number. Hey man, I took out the phone. I took pictures of it. I mean, what a tribute. I mean, it's the first thing you see when you open the door to the locker room, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just can't tell you how much that just means to me. And I took the picture because I know it's going to mean something really special to my wife. You know, 'cause like a boys' locker room is not a place you're going to see women come into. So I took that picture for them. But it means a lot. I mean, opening the door, that's the first thing I saw. It's the first thing anyone will see walk into the locker room. How special is that?
Ultimately, what would you like Marquise's legacy to be?
You know, I'd love for his legacy to be one in which people remember his friendly demeanor. He was a very affable kid. Everyone talks about the smile that lights up. You know, so more so than what he was able to accomplish as an athlete, what he meant to the student body as a person. You know, and everyone I run into, they always want to talk about his friendly demeanor and his smile. That legacy means more than anything.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Blake's Film Room. This week we will be highlighting 8 plays from the Hawks matchup against the Chandler Wolves. This first play comes from Max Davis, who runs around, cuts back inside, and takes it all the way up inside the Wolves' 30. Later on in the drive, Davis would punch it in to the end zone and score, cutting the Wolves' lead to 1 possession. Our third play is going to come from Gage Daly, who hits Logan Kingsford over the middle for a great pass. On the coverage, the linebacker bit. Daly saw it, threw it over the linebacker, threw a dart completion. Next up, Daly's going to hit Davis in the backfield, who jukes out multiple defenders, cutting inside and taking it into the end zone for his second score of the night, cutting the lead back down to 1 possession before halftime. Next up is going to be Daly, once again hitting his receiver, and he hits Eamon Allen over the middle on a dig route, and he is hit as he thrown a beautiful pass from Daly, throwing it right with pressure in his face. Next up, it's going to be Daly again rolling out to his left and hitting wide receiver Logan Kingsford, who makes an athletic catch, getting the 1 foot inbounds, moving the change for the Hawks. There goes that man once again. It's Max Davis taking another pass out of the backfield from Daly and taking it all the way up to the 1 yard line, setting up 1st and goal for the Hawks. And our final play is going to come from Daly once again, sneaking the ball from the direct snap up the middle into the end zone with a push from defensive end Cooper Brown in the jumbo package. That's it for this week's edition of Blake's Film Room. We'll be back next week highlighting the final regular season game of the year.
And we are back here at Higley High School for Highland Hawks versus the Higley Knights. Today it's been a big game. It's 19-15. Your Highland Hawks are in the lead. And I'm Ethan Ryder down on the field as the sideline reporter. And just a quick update. Earlier I told you that Cooper Brown went down injured. He will not return. The direct replacement, I'm being told, is Fisher K-Mac, number 89, but it's kind of by committee, considering Higley passes a lot more. They're able to make some bigger linemen play the defensive end. And the defense, basically at a turnover in the first half, they're ready to go. And they're basically just saying, relax, have fun, football. You're thinking too much. And most importantly, contain the QB. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. And that is a big blow to Cooper Brown, as he has been trying to stay healthy and be on the field. But we have an onside-like kick to start off this quarter from Jackson Ray, and it is recovered by the Knights, and they take over near midfield.
Yeah, interesting by Highland. You're up on the scoreboard, and they decide to go with an onside kick to try and catch Higley sleeping. A good job by the Higley Hands team up front, staying alert. Those are situations where if you leave your spot too early, you can be in trouble.
Yeah, you saw it with ASU against USC in the first year. But we have Milner, shotgun looking to throw, overthrown. His intended target was, looks like number 16, Paris Lennon. Looks like the first target for him. Oh, sorry, it was number 18, Branson Haywood, who has been all over the field tonight for the Knights. But we will have second down and long for Milner in the offense to start off this third quarter. And alone in the backfield is Milner. And he hands it off to the one in motion, number 34, Jacob Ewing. And he will take it on a jet sweep, and it will be tackled after about a gain of 6, maybe 7 yards, setting up third down and short for the Knights to open up this second half.
So 3rd and 3, do they go back to the run game or do they let Milner pass? Looks like he's empty.
Empty in the shotgun, and he's looking to run, and he is hit, and he is wrapped up, and it looks like he may have enough for the first down, and that'll move the chains.
That's a good play call by this Higley offense because they understand those Highland defensive ends are going after the edges of those tackles, and when you do that, that opens up a hole in between the tackle and the guard. We've explored that several times tonight, just that quarterback draw right between the tackle and the guard, and it's a play that's been useful on third down.
And we are back in the shotgun. Running back on his left hip, and Milner rolls out to his left, and he's going to look to run, and he's going to cut outside, and he's going to be dragged down by a gang of Cannon Booker and Cam Cullimore, and that'll set up about second down and medium for the Knights as they are inside the Hawk 40-yard line. And they look like they are sticking with the hurry-up offense, no huddle.
Yeah, 4 wide receivers again, and that's something that Highland has struggled with, especially with a couple of their corners banged up, trying to contain these Higley receivers.
And Miller's going to hand it off, and going to be run up the middle, and it looks like it'll be enough for another first down, and it will be. And that run comes from Jacob Sander, who's been the lead guy in the backfield throughout this game, and they are at the Hawk 30-yard line with a new set of downs.
Yeah, first down and 10 for Higley, and a really strong drive to open up the second half. Started with good field position, have done nothing but move forward since.
Milner takes a snap in the shotgun, and he's looking to throw quick. He's going to hit his receiver, number 3, Truett Robinson, his first reception of the night, and that'll be good for about a gain of 5-6 yards, setting up second down and medium. Jack, going back to that onside light kick to start off the second half, would you have gone with the same option as Coach Brock Farrell? And the run up the middle again by Sander is going to be enough for another first down. They are inside the red zone now, and first down and 10.
Yeah, I wanted to let that play develop before I answered the question. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad play call. I just think it's interesting. When you have on the side, that's kind of one of those, you feel like you've got a good hand, so you go all in at the poker table type of play calls. I mean, if they recover that onside kick with the momentum they've had carrying over from the end of the first half, that's a lot of positive momentum as they go with an end around here.
And that's going to be an aggressive hit from, once again, Eamon Allen. And that was Ewing again on the carry. And that'll be good for about a 5, setting up about second down and 5.
You know, but what I go back to, Ryan, is I say, you know, the flip side of that play call is if you don't get it, what's happening now, you give a Higley offense new life and good field position. They're taking advantage of it.
Peterson set in motion, and Miller's going to roll out to his left once again. He's looking, and he's got a receiver, and
That
it is
is
thrown incomplete, wide to his left.
About the most obvious holding call I have seen all night. Tuapauga got tackled by the right tackle of Higley. And this play, which was 2nd down and 5, Highland's going to accept the penalty, which means it's going to be 2nd and 15.
Could be longer depending on where the foul was, because it starts from the spot of the foul.
That's a good point. So they're going to move them back. Wow, about 15-yard penalty. That's going to move them back from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and about 20.
It is 2nd and 21, now back at the Highland 30-yard line. And this could be one of those penalty-killing drives. So this is a big play here. Highland has a chance to make a play and get off the field without starting any points. Milner in the shotgun takes the snap, looking for his receiver. He's going to roll out. He's still surveying the field, and he's going to run, and he's going to get out of bounds, and he will get about 4 or 5 yards, setting up 3rd down and about 15 or 16.
Yeah, really nice job by Pauga getting off his block there, because Milner had a lot of space to operate and a potential to cut back if Pauga doesn't seal off that running lane.
If you're Highland here, Jack, are you going to send him pressure, or are you going to try to make the play in coverage?
I don't think you try any more surprises on this drive. You just play chalk.
And Milner's going to look deep. He's going to roll out to his left. He's got pressure from Fisher K-Mac. He's going to heave it up deep, and it is going to be batted away and tipped by safety number 36,
Cole Crandall.
Cole Crandall. Sorry, I was about to say Taylor Crandall, which was his brother, who was a wide receiver last year. But now it is 4th down and 17 at the 26-yard line, and it looks like the offense for the Knights is going to stay out on the field. Do you agree with this call, Jack?
I don't think that Higley has much of a kicking game from what we've seen so far. They haven't rolled out their kicker except for extra points all night. But 4th down and 10 and a chance to really get some momentum, put some points on the board, score within 1. I don't know if I like this.
Over the middle. It'll be caught, but it'll be way short of the 1st down. Carter Hancock with the catch, and Highland will take over with a 4-point lead deep in their own territory.
See, that's the problem going for it on 4th down. You go for it on 4th down. I said I don't agree with the call, and then you run a play that's short of the sticks, which is about the cardinal sin you can make on a 4th down pass play. The most vital thing when throwing on 4th down is making sure your throw at least covers the ground to get the 1st down, because a catch and a tackle inside the sticks, it really is obsolete. It doesn't matter. It's a turnover ounce.
Daly's going to hand it off to Max Davis, who's going to cut outside, cut back in, and he has enough for the 1st down and more as he is out to about the Highland 36, 37-yard line. 1st down for the Hawks. And going back to that play, by looking at the defense, it kind of looked like a little bit of a 3-man under type defense. They had 3 guys at the line of scrimmage, and they were not giving up that 1st down.
Are you talking about the 4th down play?
Yeah, 4th down play, yes.
So the 4th down play, yeah. Highland, as you mentioned, they could have rushed the passer, but they wanted to play safe and wanted to play underneath. And for a team that's really struggled against teams spreading them out and trying to exploit them in zone coverage, that was a really good job by the Highland defense.
Handoff goes back to Davis, and he's going to be stopped right after the line of scrimmage. Now be a gain of a yard or 2, setting up 2nd down and long for the Hawks.
So now an opportunity that you've really set up the ground game on this drive. You have a potential to fake it to Max Davis. What that's going to do is it's going to freeze the linebackers because they're thinking Davis is going to come barreling down at them. You have an opportunity to find Jace Patton, who's going to motion out into the slot. There you see him, middle of your screen, number 28, or find a receiver on the outside.
Daly drops back, and it's going to be a screen over to Eamon Allen, who has running room. There goes Eamon Allen. He is getting dragged down, and he is going to be stopped. But not until after a big gain, another one after the catch. And that will be another 1st down for the Hawks as they are now inside Knight territory, and they are charging.
Yeah, you're right. They are charging, Ryan. And as I mentioned, you had the opportunity to go deep, and they set one of their receivers on a go route, and what that does is it draws the safety out of the play. You don't have to worry about the safety anymore. So you throw a little cutback screen. Allen, he's got a convoy in front of him. 1st down.
And it looks like there was a fumble on the play. It looks like the Hawks maintain possession on it. It'll be second down after a short gain.
Yeah, and Daly has had more fumble season than he has last year. A little bit of issues with ball security. It's not something that's plagued Daly, so I wouldn't worry about it too much if I was the coaching staff, but any fumble is a bad fumble. And for Daly, with his team driving, most important thing to protect the ball. Don't want to throw an interception, but you certainly don't want to fumble either.
Handoff goes to Davis, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And that is going to set up third down and long. And this is where you could see the arm of Gage Daly come back out after a solid end to the first half.
Yeah, I want to mention on that play, Chance Coffin fell down, and he was supposed to be the block sealing the weak side edge on that play. When he falls down, that allows that weak side defensive end and linebacking group to get after Davis, and it seals the cutback lane. It doesn't allow Davis to cut back, and that's why it's a short gain instead of allowing Davis's athleticism to churn that up the field in extra yards.
Daly in the shotgun with Davis alongside him. Student trio in motion. Face the handoff. Davis going to throw it, and there's going to be obvious pass interference as he targeted Jace Patton, and that'll be an automatic first down for the Hawks.
I mean, not exactly the worst pass interference because Jace Patton was going to score a touchdown if he catches that pass. That was a really well-thrown ball by Daly. Got enough arc on it so that Patton could use his size to high point the ball if need be. And then Patton's likely just going to use his strength, turn up the field, lunge into the end zone. What you're doing is, yeah, you're giving Highland some free yards, but you're also buying yourself a couple extra lives, either to stop them and force a field goal, which, again, a field goal for Highland is a warning, which would be huge.
It looks like it's Max Davis in the Wildcat here, and he's going to take it, fake the handoff to Eamon Allen. There goes Max Davis up the middle. He's going to be met by a group of Higley defenders, and that is going to get them inside the 10-yard line.
I wonder if they call their Wildcat formation the Wild Hawk formation. That would be a really good name for that formation if I was the Highland coaching staff. I would go with the Wild Hawk formation. Doesn't that just sound so much more threatening and imposing Wildcat?
What if they call that the play, though? Instead of they call it the Wild Hawk.
Certainly something to consider. I mean, it's definitely a question that we should ask the coaching staff either after the game or before next week's game.
Second down and 5 at the 8-yard line. Daly sending trio in motion. Handoff goes to Max Davis, who's going to run up the middle using his strength, and he's going to force his way all the way down. It looks like that could be good enough for a first down. And it's going to be a yard short, third down and 1 at the 4-yard line. Jack, if you're in here and you don't get it on this situation, do you bring out Jack Ray or do you go for it?
I would go for it. I mean, if you have a ruck that's average about 4 to 5 yards per carry, he can get 1 yard.
And there goes Max Davis. He is in. Touchdown, Hawks. And the Hawks come up big on fourth down, and they take advantage, and they have made this a 2-score game. Looks like they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, they are going to go for 2. A extra point makes it a 1-score game. A 2-point conversion makes it still a 1-score game, but that would require, well, it is a 1-score game because they could still score and then go for 2 and then tie the game. 23 minus 15.
It's 25-15, Jack.
25-15 because they had 19.
And here's 2-point. Daly rolling out, and he has open wide, and it is caught, and the 2-point is good.
Sorry, folks.
And that's going to be caught by Logan Kingsford.
I couldn't see the scoreboard because the light pole at Higley is right by. So it was 19-15, and then they scored, so 25-15, and then they get the 2-point conversion, 27-15.
There's that elementary school math that we all know you have.
A little bit of arithmetic. It took me a minute, but just as most things, if you give me minutes to figure things out, I eventually get there. Maybe a little bit slower than most, but hey, at least I try.
Exactly. Hey, the effort. But that was a good by Logan Kingsford. A quick out route with Daly just rolling out, wide open. Couldn't have been given to him even on a silver platter.
What? I mean, it's not like it's a really challenging route.
No, not at all.
But it's the play design that counts. I mean, that's basically the play that won Clemson the national title a few years ago against Alabama.
The Hunter Renfrow catch.
You run a pick play, but you essentially run a play that's going to drag that outside corner back towards the middle of the field, and you send one of your fastest receivers it's not a route. You just tell him, run to the pylon as fast as you possibly can, and you're trusting that the seed of your fastest receiver, which in this case is Eamon Allen, Logan Kingsford rather, is going to beat that outside to the corner. More oftentimes than not, it's going to be successful. The right tackle seals the block because the last defensive end getting right in the face of the quarterback, that's the only thing that's going to blow that play up because it allows the linebacker enough time to get downhill, stop the route.
Well, you saw the defensive end on that play actually freeze and was stuck in that situation and thought about going and either going to get Kingsford or going after Daly, and it was just basically a lose-lose situation unless he got his hand on the ball. And it looks like we have a new kicker out the field for Highland. It looks like it'll be Crew Crockett. We got to see him in the first JV game of the season. And we got to see him against Perry as well.
You've seen him a few times. We saw him, as you mentioned, against Perry. Obviously not the leg that Ray has, but I think Farrell is just opting for safety. This is a nice return by Higley, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good return. They're going to have good field position around their own 35, 36-yard line. And that is Kai Milner. And the Knight offense will take over as they look to get back in this game down 27-15. But what you saw in that drive from Highland as well was by going to Max Davis, so much clock was taken away. There's under 3.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, wow, what a drive start. I mean, I know that Higley had a nice drive of their own, but Highland doing exactly what they need to do, up 2 scores and taking a lot of time off the clock.
And handoff goes to Sander. He's going to right away by number 24, Cannon Booker. And that's going to be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards, setting up second down and about 4. Sander back in the shotgun alongside Milner. Calls for the snap, and they're going to go to the sideline looking for more signals. Milner takes a snap. He's going to go quick to the outside to Hancock, who cuts back in, and he's going to be tackled and tripped up by number 97 to Tua Pauga.
Yeah, that's a case of a young receiver not knowing that there's potential yards if he just takes the catch and turns up the field. He's thinking end zone or he's thinking big play. Sometimes on second down and short, you want to give your team third down and manageable, just take the yards that Highland was giving you, and it was to the sideline. It wasn't back to the middle of the field.
Exactly, and as a sophomore, you're going to learn with that. But Sander gets handoff. He's going to be met right away in the backfield by a group of Highland defenders led by number 8, Crew Horn, and also Cam Cullimore. And that's going to set up second down and long for the Knights. But no, you've seen Pauga multiple times get to the outside and make plays on those screen passes.
Interesting that Highland has motioned Carson Allen down to the defensive position.
And a pass from Milner, and it is caught. Now throws down, and that is number 18, Branson Hayward, who has been, and it is batted away by number 23, Cole Rude. And now set up down for the Knights. What a great play, getting his hand through and punching it away.
Cole Rude, that textbook courage by a cornerback there. He was all over the receiver, made a play on the ball, didn't get the receiver's shoulder turn, and they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Yep, Milner in the shotgun with Sander alongside him, and this could be a big play towards the end of this game, really.
Feel like you need this conversion if you're Higley. Don't want to give Highland good field position. Highland they get the turnover here.
Milner looking for a receiver. He's going to turn down and run, and it looks like he has got enough for the first down, and he's going to get tripped up out of bounds along the outside.
Yeah. If Highland gets that turnover, with the way their offense has been working essentially all night long, they go down the field and they punch it in. This game's over.
Yeah, that would have been a big play towards really sealing the game for Highland. But now it is a first down for and Kai Miller in the shotgun. And he's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to take himself, but he is tripped up right away by number 6, Carson Allen. And that's what Highland needs to do, Jack, is really try to contain him inside the pocket, or at least hold him to short gains. And that was a great diving attempt from Carson Allen. And Milner once again alone in the shotgun, and he's going to look, and he's going to right away, and he's going to be met by Fisher K-Mac and driven down after a short gain, setting up 3rd down and about 5. And that is going to end. We're going to come near the end of the 3rd quarter with under 25 seconds remaining. Milner takes a snap. He's going to look quick over to the outside to Hancock. He's going to be met right away by Eamon Allen. Another physical tackle from him. And that is going to force another 4th down for the Knights.
All right, do the Knights punt, or do they go for it to try and extend the drive?
Looks like they're going to try to go for it here. They had success the first attempt. And once again, the screen pass gets blown up by the great containment from the Highland defense on the outside. And the clock has stopped with 9.7 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Kai Milner, 4th down and 3. Can he get them another conversion? And he takes a snap. He's looking for a receiver. And he's going to look to run. And he's going to be met. And he's going to for the 1st down. Does he have enough? And they are going to mark him short. It is a turnover on downs. And Highland takes over with a big 4th down stop by the gang that includes Fisher K-Mac and Tatua Pauga.
Biggest play of the game so far, and we're under a second left in the 3rd quarter, Ryan. And that is a huge play for Highland. Now up 2 possessions with the chance to go up 3 and really stamp out the Knights.
This is where they have their pace. They control it by sticking to the ground with Max Davis. And handoff goes to Davis. And he has running room. He's cutting to the outside. There goes Max Davis, and he shakes the defender, and there he goes. Touchdown, Hawks! And there is that 3-possession lead that you mentioned. And the Hawks and Max Davis take advantage of the 4th down stop, and they will take a 3-possession lead.
Seems like that magic number for Max Davis is 5 touchdowns. When he's really going, can almost just chalk 5 scores. It's incredible that you can do that for really any athlete at, say, level, because competition really strong enough to contain a player from doing that. But Max Davis has 4 touchdowns. He's on his way to a 3rd 5-touchdown performance this season. Simply remarkable.
Max Davis once again with an amazing, and the Hawks are going to go for 2 once again. Daly fakes the handoff, and he's going to look to run, and he shakes the defender with a spin, but he is met by 2 Knight defenders, and that will be stopped, and it'll be 33-15, and that'll end the 3rd quarter. The Hawks take advantage of the 4th down stop, and with the last play of the quarter, they take it to the hash, 4th touchdown of the night.
And let's go down to the sideline. Former Highland Hawk alum, Zach Schroeder, is standing by with Ethan Ryder.
Down here with Zach Schroeder. Zach, you're someone that ended up in D1 college right now with NAU playing ball there. You haven't really had a season yet. It starts in February. Tell me about that college ball transition.
Definitely a different transition, you know, from high school to college. Difference in the tempo and plays and stuff. Yeah.
And you came back here to Highland. What makes you come back and watch this team play? What's so special about Highland to come back?
Definitely the brotherhood they have going on here. You know, this team's really special, and you know, I think they're gonna do great things. So.
I think your mic's broken, but it's all good. We'll work. So tell me a little bit. So you made it into D1 ball. What impresses you about this out here? Do you think can make that same transition?
I definitely think, you know, all of them could, but you know, there's a couple players. You know, Eamon Allen definitely. I think he's a big time player. You know, Cam Colmore. They have a lot of big time players out here. And they're looking good so far. So.
Zach Schroeder down here has made that transition. There's a couple more players out here as well. Right back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. Schroeder down on the sideline. He's one of the best players for Highland last season, an absolute threat in the pass game and in the return game, and as now playing football at the collegiate level. Well, there's a couple players on this Highland squad that could play at the collegiate level. Eamon Allen certainly is deserving of a lot of credit and a lot of looks, but at some point he's got to be getting some postcards or some phone calls, some letters, a Zoom call, right? I mean, the kid has scored 4 touchdowns tonight and made it look easy.
Yeah, I don't know what else any team wants. They got a kid who is an every down back, that a workhorse back that's become so rare in all levels of football, and He can do it running the ball, catching the ball. He does it all. What else do you need? The Hawks have two very underrated players who need to get more national attention in Max Davis and Eamon Allen.
And remaining in at kicker is Crew Crockett. And almost a big miscommunication for Higley there on the return. Bam! That was a hit. Ewing got bopped on that play, and he is set up. I don't blame him. That Highland kick coverage team went down there and hit him with as much force as they possibly. 18-point lead for the Hawks after Max Davis's touchdown carry to end the third quarter. And as mentioned, Highland coming into tonight, a couple of scenarios in their playoff fate. Obviously, they think they're good enough to make a run deep in the Open Division playoff. They played against Chandler and Hamilton. You really can't argue with that line of reasoning. But what you can say is Highland had to come into tonight and take care of business with the dominating victory. Milner's going to get the carry and pick up about 4 or 5. And for a while, like Higley was going to have a chance to knock off Highland, and it would have been a 500 record. Then you're guaranteed probably a mid to 4 to 5, I would say, in the 6A seed. Now you're convincingly up against Higley by 3 scores as Milner's going to take the second down snap and throw across the middle and out across the 50, and another WWE-style tackle by Allen as he throws True Robinson to the ground. And I would say things now in this fourth quarter going according to plan for Highland if they want to make the Open.
Exactly. And it's the eye test that really is going to help them with the Open Division. But also, remember, 6A is still a computerized and systemized format to them in the playoffs. So who knows what seed they could get. I think a great wait for them.
So fumble to play on the exchange from Milner to wide receiver in motion. And Milner able to dive back on top of it. That would have been the backburner over for Higley. With the way Highland has been able to run the ball. 10:35 left in the game. Highland likely gets that turnover and then runs this game out. Higley's still an outside chance, but you got to think touchdown on every possession. Milner will throw, plenty of time, elects to run, and K-Max right there. That was a 3-man run on the Hawks, dropped everyone back into coverage. It's an old saying in football, but it rings true at least once or twice a game. That's a coverage sack.
Oh, yeah, that is a def coverage sack. You have seen it throughout the progression of the game. The coverage has tightened up and really been better. You're seeing more physicality, and you saw Fisher K-Mac benefit from that and get to Milner, who was actually trying to run there.
Milner, third down and long. And he's on a crossing route, jumping forward and eluding Cam Colomore before getting thrown to the ground by Garrett Bullwinkle, who started the season as a tight end, is now moved over to the defensive side of the ball. It's going 4th down and short, and unsurprisingly, they leave the offense up. Then they sneak up to the line and try and push forward on the QB sneak, and still going is Milner. He found his way right through the line and picks up a first down.
That's a smart play call from Higley. They decided to move quick and just try to get the first down. That's what they did. But Highland, the defense has tightened up in this defense that we saw at the beginning of the season, and this is a great sign for regardless of which playoff division they open, 6A or Open.
And Highland still using that 3-man defensive front, which has had a lot of success in this game. They're dropping at least 8 back into coverage. K-Max coming after the quarterback. They're all coming after the quarterback. Hauga is the one that knocks him out of bounds.
The speed, the sideline-to-side speed from Tatua Pauga has been on showcase tonight multiple times on the pass, and then right there, his ability to get to the outside and really shut it down is terrific.
Yeah, the closing rate in Pauga was what really stood out. Came from basically the far side of the field to be able to knock Milner out of bounds.
Like I said earlier, he has really given himself a spot and a big piece of this defense. He is only a junior. We get to see him for another year, and his progression has been terrific throughout the course of this season.
Yeah, that's certainly an exciting prospect for Highland. Slipping his way through the middle goes Sander, and into the second level before being banged on by Allen. And it's a first down for the Knights. So this is a really good drive for Higley. really hasn't taken that much time off the clock after the big throw from Milner to Robinson earlier in the drive, and they'll hand it off. And I have no idea what happened. Flies, and hopefully it's a pre-snap penalty. But I think it was a run play to Sander. And so the referee, well, good drive so far for Higley, but how are they going to get back into this game? Because you can score all you want. You got to stop Highland at some point.
And also, there's not that urgency to score quick. We're around 8 minutes remaining in this game, and they continue to run the ball into the Highland coverage. So they got to make sure that they're moving quick in order to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, very good point. Haven't seen a real sense of urgency after the plays. A lot of short running plays, a lot of dink and dunk passing plays. Another one here is caught by Robinson, and it's a good completion. It moves them further down the field, but the clock continues to roll, and it's not their friend on this drive.
Yeah, and the one thing that's really stuck out to me about this defense tonight is the physicality and the hard hitting that they continue to display. They are hitting guys hard. They are being physical and aggressive, and that is what Brock Farrell wants from his defense, and he is getting it on display tonight. He spent a lot of Eamon Allen, but don't forget about those guys like Cam Colmore, Garrett Bullwinkle, guys making those hard hits.
33-15, Hig trying to the Highland lead. Milner around the edge, trying to get to the corner. Lunges forward, touchdown Higley.
And right away on that play, you saw the line broke down. Milner immediately pulled out, found the hole, found the space, and just took it to the outside and lunged for the touchdown. And this is a 2-score game. Regardless if they go for 2 and get it, it's still 2 scores.
There's that formation that we've seen all game long. It is legitimately just Milner and then the kicker, Connor Olson, that line up in the shot, and they try and give them a look where they can attempt a 2-point conversion. Kick is up, and the kick is through. 35-22, a 13-point game.
It is 33-22
Oh,
because Highland missed
33-22.
the 2-point conversion after the last Max Davis touchdown.
There's got to be scoregami there, right?
This could definitely be a scoregami. And for that don't know what a scoregami is, it is a score that has never been seen before.
Well, 33-22, it's definitely a rare score at the Highland level. And for the Highland offensive line, the boys have been eating tonight. And we'll go down the sideline with Ethan Ryder.
Thanks, Jack. So basically, early on in the game, the offensive line coaches weren't too happy about their team, what they're doing. They were practicing all week, what they're needing to be doing. There were a couple of mental mistakes here and there. They basically were saying, we have to focus. And then they said, we need pressure. This is what we do. And from there on, the team has been a lot better. They've been very more happy about them on the sidelines. And they basically said that they're frustrated because they're used to big plays from Max Davis, and they're only getting 4 or 5 yards. But it reminded them, 4 times 3, that's 12. That's a first down every single time, so keep doing what you're doing. And basically, they're saying they've kind of been doing it a lot. They've been trying to overpower people rather than just using technique and making it easier. They also try to get so many pancakes, which is something that you might not think that you'd hear an offensive line coach. But basically, they were almost too aggressive instead of just doing their job, using their technique, being simple. And, of course, Max Davis just went off on a long touchdown run, so that probably will bump up their spirits as well. The offensive line is playing better, and they're a lot more happy about them, but there still is some work to do as well. Back up to you.
Did you hear that, Ryan? 4 times 3 equals 12. Got a lot of math going on this broadcast tonight.
I love the mindset, though. That's a great mindset. But I want to highlight this offensive line real quick. This is an offensive line that has had multiple times throughout the season where they've had a penalty kill a drive, and they've had trouble with discipline. They've been extremely disciplined. They haven't had that penalty, and it is great to see that they are developing. And they are still without one of their starters, and Caleb Lomu, who has an ankle injury. So they are really doing a great job of adjusting and progressing with what they have, and they are improving on their discipline and making sure they crisp football.
33-22, the Hawks lead, and they will be getting the ball back after the Higley touchdown drive and the touchdown rush from their quarterback, Kai Milner. It was likely if Highland loses this game, they might have seen Higley in the 6A playoffs, and Higley likely to go 3 and 5 if they're unable to overcome this 11-point deficit. Obviously, a lot is determined with this drive. Higley has to score a touchdown on every offensive drive going forward. Highland, their objective, they're looking to run the ball out of Max Davis. That's a pretty good chance that they get that done. Good kick, and Shanks is just eat it. It went over his head, and he bobbled it. And it's like that. Sometimes you can just kind of try to do a little too much. And that was a smart play by Shanks.
You got to make sure that you can crawl before you walk and walk before you run. So, but that was a good kick from Olsen there. And now Highland's going to set up deeper in their territory than they would have liked, but it's better than a turnover, which came back to haunt them against Hamilton. Late in the first half, they had a lead. And after Hamilton tied it, they ended up fumbling on the kickoff, and Hamilton took advantage and took the lead going into half.
Pass play, Patton, wide open. Jace Patton into Higley territory.
And that is what you have seen him do throughout this game, those little RPO-type passes and the screen pass of really what has gotten him his targets and his receptions so far this year. But those plays remind me of middle school football. With my brother who played tight end, we had that exact same RPO-style play, and they called it Casey Epic B-ball pass because my twin played competitive basketball, and that's who he played for.
Daly, give Davis, somehow emerged out, tried to plant his right foot and slip down on the turf. So second down and long coming up for the Hawks. That was a perfect start drive for Highland. Backed up a little bit after Shanks decided not to return the kick. Then you get your tight end going up the seam immediately. Highland in Higley territory. And now you're in a position where even if you're forced to punt, you're pinning Higley back inside their own 20 at the very least, forcing them to drive 80 yards to get back into the game. Daly in the shotgun. And it'll be Davis, and he gets a couple nice blocks, stutters his way forward, and lets the blocks develop. Good patient run by Davis. And it'll be third down and short, Ryan.
That's something you've seen him develop throughout the course of the season, is the patience, waiting for the hole to develop, and once he finds it, explodes through. Reminds me of Jan Bell, especially during his time in Pittsburgh, when he has just a great offensive line. You let the O-line do the work, and then you reap the benefit from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Kansas City, Le'Veon Bell.
He doesn't get much action, but he might this week. Clyde Edwards-Helaire out with an illness, and they don't know if he'll be able to play.
Well, there's an injury update for all you Hawk/Chiefs fans. Who's this week?
Sunday Night Football in Las Vegas, going for revenge.
Ooh, good game. Good game. Good one here. Davis charges forward. First down. Sunday night in Las Vegas. A little bit of a for your Chiefs.
Yes, I'm very excited. If you listen to one of my podcasts called The Free Show, you find on YouTube and on Spotify, I have a whole rant about the Raiders and a victory lap, want revenge for it, and are going to, quote-unquote, pummel the Raiders this week.
Is that a PG-rated rant?
Oh, yes, very PG.
Good.
It's made for kids.
Good. Well, then every member of the Highland Hawk community can enjoy in one of Ryan Blake's rants. Daly, pistol, and the give to Davis. Davis picking his way through, gets to the outside. Really dangerous when he gets out there. Close to another first down.
Was his knee down?
I was going to. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I don't know if his knee was down. Because if his knee wasn't down, he could have taken that all the way to the house for number 5.
Yeah, that's about the storyline on this drive that I've been most interested in.
Can he get 5 for the third time?
Can he get 5 for a third time? 15 touchdown carries is a really good season for most running backs. That's a really good season. That's not an average season. That is a really good season. Davis is trying to do that in 3 games.
And he's at 20 touchdowns right now. 20 rushing touchdowns in 8 games is unheard of. And it's kind of ridiculous that he's just that talented.
Is that 20 touchdowns as Davis? Wow, they still can't bring him down after first contact. Is that 20 touchdowns coming into the night?
No, in 4.
Okay, it's 6 coming into the night.
And that's just rushing. Add in the 3 touchdowns he has receiving as well.
And then the numbers become a little bit too much for my mind to comprehend.
Well, think about this. He scores here regardless, rushing or receiving, he's at 24 touchdowns games. That's an average of 3 per game. Do you know how ridiculous that is? He is just an elite level player.
Colleges, please. Recruit Max Davis. This kid is unbelievable. He's going to be a program changer for some college coach. Davis, the carry again, and he picks his way through the middle. When I say picks his way through the middle, it's generally because he's trying to choose the hole to go through.
And Jack, I think I may have just found out how Max Davis has been so electric tonight. He was fed, and the entire team was fed by Texas Roadhouse before the game. What a treat.
Very good point. Well, we want to know what Max Davis has been eating. Maybe the solution has been Texas Roadhouse the whole time.
Hey, I wouldn't complain.
We have to get Ethan Ryder to find out what Davis ordered at Texas Roadhouse. And then we have to find out how late Texas Roadhouse is open, and then go and then order the same thing, and then maybe rush for 4 touchdowns.
I'm good for that.
Davis again. And wow, he emerges from the crowd. First down.
His yards after contact have got to be insane. We talked about Eamon Allen with his yards after contact in this game, but you can't forget about Max Davis throughout the entire season.
I don't know if is anyone forgetting about Max Davis besides collegiate coaches everywhere.
I'm talking about in just yards after contact.
Right.
Because you saw Eamon Allen do it, but come on. You can't stop him. You probably going to need a WWE superstar to tackle him on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Higley needs Big Show to come in and find a way to stop Max Davis, at least on first.
Might need Andre the Giant, too.
All right, fresh set of downs. They send Trujillo in motion. He's going to get the carry going around the edge. Trying to get the corner. Trujillo, horse collar down by the back of his jersey. Good run by Trujillo. One of the first times called his name tonight. And there's the really sharp speed from number 44, which has allowed him to mix his way into the Highland playbook more and more as the season on.
Exactly, and that's what makes this offense even more of a threat, isn't that change of pace with his speed. But you know what I'm wishing I would hear from out is a go for 5 chant for Max Davis.
Yeah.
That I want to hear.
That would be good chant. Good acknowledgement of what they're seeing. I mean, you truly appreciate the season that Max Davis has had. And Trujillo fumbles. Oh, did Higley get it? They do. The Knights come up with the turnover. There's only a minute left in the game. Sorry, we've done a poor job updating the clock. It was a great drive. The Hawks, and another first down likely would have iced it. But now Higley, they have an outside chance.
And this is where I want to question the clock management from Higley, because why didn't they still have 3 timeouts? Why didn't they use them? It kind of baffles me. I know we haven't been updating people. Why are you not using your 3 timeouts to try to get you back in this game?
I'm going to say, in our defense, we can't see the clock, but
this light pole is really hurting us here.
Definitely one of the thicker light poles in Arizona's 6A football. But yeah, Ryan, as you mentioned, very good point. Why wasn't Higley using timeouts? And they'll throw to the outside. This is caught. And the first catch for Ian Sear tonight.
And also, why are they not trying to go down the field more? They got to score.
Yeah, minute 12 left. And
you see our camera guy here, the obstructed view from a tree. We don't have the best up here.
Nothing but complaints. Nothing but complaints for the Higley scoreboard setup.
It's kind of frustrating, I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, I was basing kind of where the clock was of Higley's clock management. I was thinking, okay,
minutes left.
There's 4 minutes left, right? So at some point they're going to think, if we're getting back in this game, we got to call a timeout. Or maybe they're thinking, if Max Davis is going to continue to carry the ball, why even bother? We can't stop him.
Well, also, even if Highland scores, don't you still want to give your team at least the most time you can? I agree with the coaching decision to not use your timeouts there, because you got to have confidence in your defense. That would be just soul crushing to the defense. Oh yeah, why would I use them? My defense can't stop them. That is the wrong message to send to your players. Like I said earlier, confidence, confidence, confidence. But also, they're down by 2 possessions with a minute 12, and they could have had more time.
Bunch set to the left. 4 wide receivers are on that side of the field. Milner sends one in motion. That's Peterson. Rolls out left, sets up right, throws back across his body, and a nice catch by Peterson. But
I got to shout out Cole Rude there. An aggressive, hard hit.
Yeah.
But also, he kept in in bounds. And that is key there. Bounce just keeps the clock rolling.